Why is it that some Etsy sellers seem to get hundreds of sales as soon as they open their shop, while other sellers are grinding away, making dozens and dozens of listings, only to find a few sales trickle in here and there? What if I told you that the difference between those two scenarios comes down to just 3 small mindset shifts? And if you implement these changes in your shop in 2025, you'll be on the path to 10,000 sales in your shop in no time. I've been in e-commerce for 13 years, and since 2022, I've started 2 businesses that have reached over $15 million in total valuation. I love business and I love helping sellers launch and scale profitable businesses. And after working with over 4,000 sellers, I've identified 3 small mindset shifts that you need to change to grow your shop. Now, the first shift is cashing out on your skill equity. Yes, this means focusing on monetizing your expertise or your skill set. I cannot tell you how many CPAs or financial advisors I have coached who come to me wanting to sell print-on-demand totes. I'm like, guys, you could be making $117,000 per month selling spreadsheets or budgeting tools, just like one of our students, Annalise. So really make a list first of what your skill sets are that you could monetize on Etsy. Perhaps it's graphic design. Maybe your skills writing resumes and creating resume templates. Maybe you love crystals and you have a great source for finding crystals. Maybe it's fitness or personal training where you could make personal training business tools for other trainers, or maybe you could create educational tools for people who want to become more fit. Maybe your skill is your unique sense of humor or sarcasm, right? That is very unique that you could monetize on products. Here's a great example of tutorials on mastering knitted wire. And you can see it's in 20 carts and there's an estimated revenue of $54,000 on this. Here's this permanent jewelry training manual, and it looks like there's an estimate of $2,700 on this. Here's a service like video editing. Looks like it's done over $4,000 on this. Here is an inventory tracker that has done $11,576 allegedly, right? So maybe you are really good at managing inventory, or you've worked in a boutique or a small retailer. You've come up maybe with your own tools for this. You can monetize that. Look at what you took time to acquire a skill for, and remember that time is money. So you would have what I call skill equity, and you want to cash out on that on Etsy. Now, the second mindset shift is an absolute game changer for building an Etsy shop that could actually build wealth for you. And this mindset shift is that wealth comes a lot faster when you sell to wealth. Selling to wealth means looking at what rich people consistently spend money on and selling that. It's not coming up with some novel invention or some product that has never been seen. It's really looking at what people with wealth already spend their money on and then selling that. That is usually not print-on-demand canvas totes. I'm sorry. Oftentimes it's going to be a higher ticket, maybe digital product that includes a service component, maybe even a done-for-you component if digital, because people will pay a premium for that when they really value their time more than money. Now with print-on-demand, this might mean using smaller local production partners with products that you actually help source. So instead of just going with the standard tumblers from Printify, maybe you are using a more local production partner, right? Maybe a local engraving shop who can actually engrave Stanley tumblers for you. Engraving on glass bottles, like glass perfume bottles, right? Look at what the most expensive types of perfume are. Personalize that maybe with a message or a quote or vows or something, and really have that be your main listing photo. People who can afford that super expensive perfume, right? Those are the type of people who would pay to have that personalized. Now with handmade, it's really about looking at what the most expensive things people spend money on are and selling that. So I would say some big categories that you want to write down are decor. Decor is a big one. Events, occasions, and hosting is a big one. Jewelry and accessories are also a big one. Let's say wedding. What is the most expensive thing that people spend money on in a wedding? Flowers. It's often the flowers outside of any of the food. So like this bouquet has done $32,000 at a price point of $14,000. That's incredible. In a nursery, what do people spend the most money on? A crib and a name sign, typically. An estimate of $41,000 a month and $1.5 million. And with jewelry and accessories, yeah, like this one does $91,000 a month at an average alleged price point of $24. It's probably much more than that, almost $2.2 million. This one also starting at a higher price point, and it looks like it does 15 grand a month, $275,000. So these are the types of products that wealthy people would be spending money on. Now, what if you make these two shifts, but you still feel like you are are stretched too thin to actually grow your shop. That is what this last shift is for. And this is to plan and forecast both your profit and revenue, but also your hires. Yes, we want to plan and forecast your hiring. The worst hiring that you can do is reactionary hiring, or desperate hiring, I like to call it. And it's hiring when you are so slammed that you just need a warm body to come in and help. And when you start thinking things like, I wonder if I can just post this on my Facebook page and see if any friends can help me out. Maybe my sister can pitch in for a while. This could be a sign that we are in desperate times. So instead of hiring when you are under pressure, we want to anticipate our hires and create a pipeline of people and options. So when you're planning and forecasting your hiring, I like to look at this on a quarterly basis. So Q1, these are the positions that I would prioritize hiring. Q2, maybe you're still training and you're not hiring more. Maybe Q3, you're hiring, getting ready for Q4. But knowing who you need and what you need them to do are huge things. One of the biggest hurdles in scaling through hiring is that every new hire is the first hire for that role, because previously there was not someone doing that thing for 40 hours a week. So how do you take that 10-hour thing that you were doing and turn it into a 40-hour task set while keeping an ROI attached to every hour that you're paying that person? And this is actually way harder than it looks. Bringing someone in who knows what they should be doing in that type of role is always going to help you. As an Etsy shop owner, there's a few positions you could consider hiring first. I'd personalize this guidance based on your skill set and your strengths. But in general, I'd hire things that are necessary, but that you don't like, or maybe that you aren't good at, and hire VAs that are Etsy specific. And you can pay them $3 to $4 an hour, and it's actually providing for their family where they live. And then hiring for things like manual labor that maybe physically exhaust you, packaging, building boxes, sorting inventory, and then anything that requires resourceful business strategy, that is something that you're gonna wanna hold on to. So do not go and hire a CEO for your Etsy shop to just run it for you. Instead, consider hiring an operator or operations manager to do the implementation of your vision. So when you hire someone, you're also gonna wanna make sure to onboard them properly, and this will make or break their success. So when someone joins our team, we onboard them like this. So we have this onboarding deck. It is expectations for the first week, different people and their roles so they know who to ask questions to. We show them how to succeed here, and we show them their next few steps. If you need help with this, just reach out. We are working with our members every week on items like this. The truth is, all this takes time to do. And if you are wondering, okay, what are some key things that I can do to skyrocket my sales in the next month? I do have a video for you. Go check it out. We'll link it here.